Welcome to Taptwice Social. Today's topic: why some brands thrive on social media while others falter. Let's start.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into a fascinating report all about social media success. It really digs into why some brands are just, soaring on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, while others, well, they seem to struggle or even kind of stumble badly.
Yeah, and our mission here is to really unpack those core elements for you, what leads to these wildly different outcomes online. We want to give you a bit of a shortcut to understanding what truly works, because you'll see it's not luck. The report makes it really clear it's a deliberate thing. Comes down to strategic thinking, authentic engagement, adapting constantly, and measuring performance properly.
Okay, let's unpack that. What really jumped out at me was this idea that it's not just about being there on social media. It starts way before that with real strategic clarity, understanding your audience. And the report even says it's about knowing who not to target. That feels a bit counterintuitive, doesn't it, for brands wanting reach?
It does sound that way, but yeah, the report really emphasizes why it's critical. It's not just about saving resources, though it definitely does that. It's more about preventing your message from getting, watered down. So you really connect with your core people, and connected right to that clarity is cultivating an authentic brand voice, a consistent identity.
Right. Consistency.
Exactly. The really successful brands, they have this unified image everywhere, visuals, tone, the whole package. And this consistency, when it's paired with real authenticity, it builds trust. The report calls trust a crucial buffer if, say, a crisis hits. It's sort of the antidote to trying to be perfect all the time. Makes brands feel more human, relatable.
Okay, so authenticity is a buffer. That makes sense. But isn't it tempting sometimes for brands to, jump on a trend for quick buzz, even if it feels a bit off?
Yeah.
Does the report touch on balancing that urge with staying true?
It does, yeah. And it loops back to knowing your audience and your core identity, really. Remember that Duolingo death stunt? The report mentions it felt a bit forced, didn't quite match their usual vibe. But then you see brands like Oreo or Samsung. They react cleverly to trends, but in ways that fit their brand because they know who they are. So it's about strategic adaptation, not just blindly copying whatever's popular.
Strategic adaptation. Got it. And, okay, speaking of content, this part really got me interested. It's not just what you post, but how. The report hammers home that video, especially short stuff like Reels and TikToks, consistently does better, way better than static posts, like Nike,
Yeah.
They focus on athlete stories. It feels more human than just buy our shoes.
Exactly. And that human touch opens the door for something the report highlights as super powerful: user-generated content, UGC. It's way more than just, free stuff to post. It's framed as a strategic investment. Think about Lay's Do Us a Flavor, millions of entries. Or GoPro, their whole strategy is basically built on user videos. And the data backs it up. Something like 78% of consumers trust reviews from real people way more than ads. Shows the power of genuine experience.
So once you have that authentic voice, that compelling content, the next step isn't just shouting into the void, right? The report makes it clear. It's about building actual community. Two-way conversation. Brands that actually reply to comments, answer messages quickly, they show they're listening, builds loyalty.
Precisely. It's about real relationships, and this all feeds into how you measure success. We need to move past just follower counts, those so-called vanity metrics. The report really stresses data-driven optimization.
Right, focusing on actual KPIs, key performance indicators, things that show if the strategy is working, like conversion rates, click-throughs, maybe even customer satisfaction, not just how many followers you have. Does the report favor any specific KPIs?
Well, interestingly, it puts a lot of weight on customer satisfaction, often seen as kind of a soft metric, right? But the report argues it's a massive indicator of long-term loyalty, more than just a single sale. It's a different way of valuing engagement. And you see the flip side in failures, like Audi's #PaidMyDues campaign, or that Listerine influencer thing that felt really off. The report calls it an authenticity tax. Get it wrong, misunderstand the audience, the platform, ignore engagement, and the damage is huge, much costlier than the initial effort.
So the big takeaway for you listening is pretty clear then. Social media success, it's a journey, it's deliberate, needs that blend of smart planning, real connection, being adaptable, and actually using data wisely.
Yeah, which leads to a really interesting question for you to think about. If social media really is this real-time innovation laboratory for brands, what does that actually mean for how you, as a consumer, decide to engage with the brands you follow online? Worth considering.
That was good, wasn't it? Let's talk some more tomorrow with another social media topic. Till then, keep loving us and keep visiting Taptwice Social.